Managing diabetes is often described as a numbers game. People talk about counting carbs, checking fasting glucose, adjusting medications, and keeping track of A1C. And while all of those things are important, there's another piece of the puzzle that is usually ignored. That piece is nutrition, not just food choices in general, but the vitamins and minerals that quietly keep your body running every single day. If you live with diabetes, your body is under constant pressure. High blood sugar damages blood vessels, increases inflammation, and makes insulin less effective. Over time, this can affect your nerves, your eyes, your heart, and your kidneys. But here's the surprising part. Many diabetics are not just fighting blood sugar. They are also struggling with vitamin and mineral deficiencies that make everything worse. When your body runs low on certain nutrients, insulin doesn't work as well. Blood sugar climbs higher, and complications set in faster. That's why in this video we're going to highlight 5 essential nutrients that can truly make a difference. These are not exotic superfoods or miracle cures. They are well-researched vitamins and minerals that support insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and protect against the long-term complications of diabetes. The good news is you can get them through the right foods, and in some cases with simple, affordable supplements. Number 1. Magnesium. More than half of people with diabetes are low in magnesium, and that deficiency makes insulin resistance even worse. Without enough magnesium, the body struggles to use insulin properly, blood sugar stays elevated, and inflammation spreads throughout the system. Over time, that sets the stage for serious complications. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in your body. It's involved in over 300 different chemical reactions. Think of it as the quiet worker behind the scenes, helping insulin move glucose from your blood into your cells, where it can be used for energy. When magnesium levels drop, that process slows down. The result? Higher blood sugar, more insulin resistance, and more strain on the pancreas. The role of magnesium goes beyond blood sugar control. It helps regulate blood pressure, protects your heart, and supports muscle and nerve function. For diabetics, this is critical. High blood sugar already puts stress on your blood vessels and nerves. Without enough magnesium, those systems become even more vulnerable. That's why low magnesium is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, neuropathy, and kidney problems in people with diabetes. How do you know if you might be low? The signs can be subtle at first: muscle cramps, restless legs, or spasms that show up at night, an irregular heartbeat or a feeling that your heart is racing, trouble sleeping, anxiety, or a sense that you're always tense, ongoing fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. If you've experienced any of these, magnesium deficiency could be part of the picture. The good news is magnesium is found in plenty of everyday foods. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, nuts and seeds, especially almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds, beans and lentils. Even dark chocolate provides a boost. The problem is that modern diets, heavy in processed foods, often don't deliver enough of these magnesium-rich options. That's why deficiencies are so common. Supplements can also help, but not all forms are equal. Magnesium oxide is cheap, but it's poorly absorbed and often causes stomach upset. Better options are magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate. These forms are absorbed more easily and are gentler on the digestive system. Many people take magnesium in the evening since it also supports relaxation and better sleep. How much do you need? For most adults, the recommended daily amount is around 300 to 400 milligrams. That's a combination of food and supplements. If you decide to supplement, remember that caffeine, alcohol, and excess sugar can drain magnesium from your body, making it harder to keep your levels up. On the other hand, pairing magnesium with vitamin B6 can improve absorption and help more of it get inside your cells. Number 2. Omega-3. Research shows that supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids can reduce nerve pain and protect the heart in people with diabetes. That's a powerful benefit, yet many diabetics aren't getting enough. Omega-3s are essential fats. Your body can't make them, so you must get them from food or supplements. Without them, inflammation builds, blood vessels stiffen, and nerves become more vulnerable to damage. Omega-3s play several roles that matter directly to diabetes. They reduce chronic inflammation, which is at the root of many diabetic complications. They support healthy blood flow, keeping arteries flexible and reducing plaque buildup. They protect nerve cells, improving function and lowering the risk of neuropathy. And they make insulin work more effectively, helping blood sugar move into the cells where it belongs. The signs of omega-3 deficiency can show up in surprising ways. Dry, flaky skin that doesn't improve with lotion. Hair that breaks easily or falls out more than usual. Achy joints, stiffness, or a sense of ongoing inflammation in the body. Mood changes, irritability, or even mild depression. Blurred vision or dry eyes. Each of these can point to low levels of omega-3s, especially if they appear alongside unstable blood sugar. The best food sources are fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring, and anchovies are rich in EPA and DHA, the two most important omega-3s for human health. Aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish each week. Plant sources like flax seeds and chia seeds provide ALA, another form of omega-3, but it doesn't convert efficiently into EPA and DHA. That's why fish remains the superior source. Supplements can make it easier to get enough. Fish oil, krill oil, and cod liver oil are all effective as long as you choose high-quality brands that are tested for purity. Most research supports a dose of 1 to 2 grams of EPA plus DHA per day for general health, and 2 to 5 grams for people managing diabetes or nerve problems. Always take omega-3s with food that contains fat, because fat helps your body absorb these oils more efficiently. There are also ways to boost their effectiveness. Pairing omega-3s with vitamin E helps protect them from oxidation, both inside the capsule and inside your body. Cutting back on processed vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil is equally important. These oils are high in omega-6, which competes with omega-3s and promotes inflammation. Restoring the balance between omega-3 and omega-6 is one of the most effective ways to reduce overall inflammation. Number 3. Vitamin D. Around 80 to 90% of people with diabetes are deficient in vitamin D. That's a staggering number, and it's directly linked to insulin resistance and long-term complications. Low vitamin D doesn't just mean weak bones. It makes blood sugar control harder, inflammation worse, and the immune system weaker. For anyone living with diabetes, that combination is dangerous. Vitamin D acts like a hormone more than a simple vitamin. It helps your pancreas produce and release insulin. It improves the sensitivity of your cells so they respond better to that insulin. It calms chronic inflammation by lowering pro-inflammatory signals that are often elevated in diabetics. It even regulates cortisol, the stress hormone that can raise blood sugar. And it supports the immune system, giving you better defense against infections that diabetics are more prone to. The signs of vitamin D deficiency can creep up slowly. Constant fatigue, even when you sleep enough, muscle weakness or bone pain, wounds that take longer to heal, frequent colds, flus, or other infections, numbness, brain fog, or mood swings, sometimes mistaken for depression. For diabetics, these symptoms can blend in with other issues, which is why deficiency often goes undetected unless you get tested. Food sources of vitamin D are limited. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent. Egg yolks and fortified dairy products provide smaller amounts. Mushrooms exposed to sunlight also contain some vitamin D, but only if they've been grown under UV light. Realistically, food alone isn't enough for most people, especially those who live in colder climates or spend little time outdoors. That's why sunlight is still one of the best natural sources. When your skin is exposed to the sun, it produces vitamin D. Just 10 to 20 minutes of midday sun on bare skin can help, depending on your skin type and where you live. The problem is that modern lifestyles, sunscreen use, and aging all reduce your ability to make vitamin D naturally. That's why deficiency is so widespread. Supplements are often the most practical option. Vitamin D3 is the preferred form, since it's more effective than D2. For most adults, 1 to 2,000 IU per day is a safe maintenance dose. People who are deficient may need higher amounts, sometimes up to 5 or even 10,000 IU, but that should always be monitored by a healthcare provider. Pairing vitamin D with vitamin K2 ensures that calcium goes into your bones instead of your arteries. Magnesium also plays a key role because your body can't activate vitamin D without it. For diabetics, correcting vitamin D deficiency isn't optional. It's one of the simplest ways to improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and protect long-term health. Whether it comes from the sun, from food, or from supplements, making sure you get enough vitamin D could change how you feel and how well your diabetes is managed. Number 4. Vitamin B12. 1 out of every 4 people who take metformin long-term end up deficient in vitamin B12, often without realizing it. That's a huge problem because B12 is essential for nerve health and energy production. When levels drop, symptoms can look like normal aging or just another complication of diabetes, so the deficiency gets overlooked. Vitamin B12 plays a critical role in your body. It helps create healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your tissues. It supports the production of DNA, the genetic code inside every cell. Most importantly, for people with diabetes, B12 protects and repairs the myelin sheath, the insulating cover around your nerves. Without enough B12, those nerve fibers break down, leading to tingling, numbness, and burning pain known as neuropathy. The influence of B12 doesn't stop with nerves. It lowers homocysteine, an amino acid that can damage blood vessels when levels are too high. High homocysteine is linked to heart disease, kidney problems, and cognitive decline. For men, B12 supports testosterone production and healthy sperm. For women, it helps regulate ovulation and reduces the risk of miscarriage. In short, B12 touches nearly every system in the body. So how do you know if you might be low? The symptoms often creep in slowly. Tingling or numbness in the hands and feet, fatigue or weakness that never seems to go away, pale skin, dizziness, or shortness of breath due to anemia, trouble concentrating, memory lapses, or brain fog. In some cases, mood changes or even depression. A red, inflamed tongue can also be a sign. Any of these, especially in someone with diabetes, should raise suspicion. Food is the natural source of B12, but here's the catch. It only comes from animal products. Beef, salmon, sardines, eggs, and dairy are reliable sources. Vegetarians and vegans are at higher risk for deficiency, i.e., unless they rely on fortified foods or supplements. And remember, even if you eat meat, metformin and certain acid-reducing medications can block absorption, putting you at risk. Supplements are an easy way to correct the problem. Look for methylcobalamin, a form of B12 that's highly bioavailable. Sublingual tablets, those that dissolve under your tongue, are especially effective, since they bypass the stomach and go directly into the bloodstream. Most adults need only 2.4 micrograms per day, but supplements usually come in much higher doses, which are safe because B12 is water-soluble. Your body takes what it needs and flushes out the rest. Number 5. Zinc. Zinc deficiency makes diabetic complications worse, especially in the eyes and in wound healing. Without enough zinc, vision problems progress faster, and small cuts can turn into serious infections that refuse to heal. For people with diabetes, that's a risk they cannot afford to ignore. Zinc is a trace mineral, but don't let the word trace fool you. Even in tiny amounts, it plays a massive role in keeping your body balanced. It's involved in producing and storing insulin in the pancreas. It supports the immune system, helping your body fight off infections that diabetics are more prone to. And it works as an antioxidant, protecting cells from the damage caused by high blood sugar and chronic inflammation. One of the most important jobs of zinc is supporting wound healing. Diabetics often deal with slow healing cuts and ulcers, especially on the feet. This happens because high blood sugar damages blood vessels and reduces circulation. Zinc helps by activating enzymes that rebuild tissue and by boosting collagen formation. Without enough zinc, wounds linger longer, raising the risk of infection and even amputation. Zinc also protects the eyes. High blood sugar can damage the retina, leading to diabetic retinopathy. Adequate zinc helps stabilize the tiny blood vessels in the eyes and supports the production of glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione protects delicate tissues from oxidative stress, slowing the progression of vision loss. How do you know if you might be low on zinc? The signs aren't always obvious. Cuts or scrapes that heal slowly, hair that thins or falls out more than usual, a weaker sense of taste or smell making food seem bland, more frequent colds or infections since the immune system is weaker, night vision problems or general blurriness. If these sound familiar, zinc could be part of the problem. Food sources of zinc are widely available, but some are richer than others. Oysters and other shellfish top the list, packing more zinc per serving than almost any other food. Beef, lamb, and poultry provide steady amounts. Pumpkin seeds, cashews, and chickpeas are good plant-based sources, though the body absorbs zinc from animal foods more efficiently. Whole grains and beans contain phytates, which bind to zinc and block absorption, so soaking or sprouting these foods can make the mineral easier to absorb. Supplements are another option, especially if your diet is lacking or if you're at higher risk for deficiency. Look for zinc picolinate or zinc gluconate, which are forms the body absorbs well. The recommended daily intake is about 8 milligrams for women and 11 milligrams for men. To maximize absorption, avoid taking zinc at the same time as calcium or iron, since they compete for the same pathways. For people with diabetes, zinc is far more than just a micronutrient. By keeping wounds healing, eyesight sharper, and insulin working better, zinc provides everyday protection. We've covered 5 key nutrients that every person with diabetes should pay attention to: magnesium, omega-3s, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and zinc. Each one plays a unique role in keeping blood sugar stable, reducing inflammation, and protecting your nerves, eyes, heart, and immune system. Remember, the best foundation is always whole, unprocessed food. Supplements can help, but they should fill in the gaps, not replace a healthy diet. So now it's your turn. Which of these nutrients do you think you might be missing? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips on living healthier with diabetes.